Bowman here from BWOne.com. It's time to give you my final review of the Motorola XOOM. Now the Motorola XOOM is the first Android 3.0 tablet out. We've done a lot of videos on it. And in this final review we're going to break it down into 3 sections between hardware and design, software and usability, and a final overview. Now this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but it's definitely well worth watching. So let's get started with the hardware and design. Okay, to kick off this review, we're going to take a look at the hardware and design. And I definitely have to say this is some great hardware that Motorola has here. And the design is very slick with very few hardware buttons, only a couple here on the side and one here on the back. It gives it a nice, sleek, and minimalistic look. As far as the hardware is concerned, we'll go over pretty much the main hardware specs. For more detailed, check out our first impressions video where we go more detailed into the hardware. But with the 10.1-inch screen with a 1200x800 resolution, everything looks sharp, crisp, vivid, and smooth. The Tegra 2 processor on here makes the operating system very fast, very fluid, and games and video and pictures look great with that processor. You have a 5-megapixel camera in the back, which takes pretty good pictures. I'll go more in detail when we take a look at the sort of the camera application. And the front-facing camera does work well too. If you want to see how that looks, definitely head over to see our video chat video that we did, so you can see how the 2-megapixel camera looks and sort of how we described how well it works when using a video call. The weight to it is pretty nice. It has a nice weight to it. I like the finish on the back. It's not too rough, but it's not smooth where you feel like it's going to slide right out of your hand. And like I said, good weight to it. 32 gigabytes of storage is really great on here. You can pretty much store all your content on here. Pretty much don't have to worry about storage for the most part. I see a couple of hardware flaws I would definitely say are drawbacks. Is that like when I plugged it in, you couldn't charge via USB, which is pretty strange. It just might not push enough power for it to charge, I suppose. Hopefully they can fix that in the future. It's very disappointing that there is no 4G support out of the box. I think that's a pretty big flaw there, considering this is touted as a 4G device and you don't get 4G. You're gonna have to wait about 90 days or so. And I think for the premium that you're paying for this, 4G should be ready and available right to you now, or there should be some type of discount to make it a little bit less until it's 4G ready, or maybe you get some free 4G service. But for the early adopters that are getting it before the 4G comes out, there should be something there for them, because you're paying a premium for something and that 4G feature isn't there, and that's a pretty big feature of this tablet. And also the SD card isn't activated. That's just, I don't know, that's just dumb to me. I don't know why that isn't activated. That's a huge I think that's a huge mistake by not having that activated, because people are going to want to put their storage card in there and sometimes transfer their content from their old device or from the SD card and be able to put it onto this device, and not having that available pretty much sucks, and that's something they definitely need to fix as soon as possible. But other than that, that's pretty much the hardware and design. Like I said, I like it. I think it's good. And next thing we're going to do is going to check out sort of the software and usability. Okay, we're going to take a look at the software and usability of the Motorola XOOM. This is the first device to come with Android 3.0. And we've seen a lot of videos on sort of how Android 3.0 works, so I'm not going to really go too deep into it other than show you some of the key features. As you can see here, you get multiple desktops like you normally do in the 2X versions of Android. It's about 5 of them here. And you can move widgets around just by tapping on it. Moving it like that, a little grid comes up. You hold that down, you're able to add different shortcuts and widgets and content to the desktop that you want to. So if you want to add another clock and you want to throw it on this desktop, you just go like that. Do the same thing with applications, wallpapers. There's actually some live wallpapers available too, so you can use that in there. And that's it pretty much for that. So while it looks a lot fancier and newer, it is pretty much standard what you see in most Android devices. So I want to focus on some of the key elements of Android 3.0, which make it a little bit different. So down here at the bottom is a big difference. Instead of having touch-sensitive buttons, it's all software-based down here below, with the taskbar sort of right here. On this side, you have your back button, your home button, and your application, sort of your multitask button here that lets you kind of switch between different apps that are running in the background. You just tap on it and it goes right to that application. Nice way to multitask. Hopefully it's managing memory a little bit better. It seems to be, since I haven't seen any real slowdowns because of an application so far in Android 3.0. Although there is, from time to time, some apps are just a little bit buggy and a few little bugs kind of come out. But the overall feel of the operating system doesn't feel like it's slowing down when you're running multiple applications. You probably could help with the Nvidia Tegra 2 processor, and obviously Android 3.0 is definitely probably increased upon that. And although I like these buttons here, I would prefer them to be hardware, because sometimes I'm over there and I'm trying to hit a hardware button. I'll try to tap here because I'm so used to a touch sensitive button. So it's a little weird for that. And then over here is where your notification section is. So if you tap on an icon, it'll bring up a preview of what that message was. And if you hit the clock, it actually brings up everything, and you can just kind of pick and choose what you want to view and what you just want to X out right away. Pretty simple there. And that's pretty useful too. I like that. And another key feature that they've changed is the music app, which is pretty cool. Actually, let's head back out of here, head into the music app. Music app is greatly improved, as you can see there. It's actually, well, quite frankly, now it's actually usable. And if you want to play some music or play a specific song, just go into that artist. You know, you can see it's all changed. It's a lot easier to hit play. You see there, I mean, the stereo speakers in the back, they sound really good. They're not the greatest, but they do sound pretty good. And when I plugged in my headphones, I thought the music sounded awesome on it. I was really impressed. I'm using a good pair of headphones, but I really was impressed by the audio quality when plugging in a pair of headphones. It sounded really good. And the cool thing is that while you're playing music and you hit the home button, you can still manage it down here. You have this icon, you can still manage it down there. You can, you know, pause, play, and you can skip between. You can go back a track or go ahead a track or whatever you want. Music player, definitely a great improvement. Another great improvement is the camera. Good Lord, the camera's a whole lot better than what it used to be on previous Android devices. As you can see here, you have all your options sort of on the center here. Very similar to sort of how you would see on our real camera. And you can just tap on those different options and you can go through. And you have different scene modes, different effects you can use. You have your settings there for what you want for your picture. Hit that center button, it takes a picture. And your zoom's up here. That's pretty cool too. I would rather see it be a slider though. I think that'd be a little bit easier to use. And you can switch easily from the back camera to the front camera, just like that. You can switch to video. Let's slide over to video there. You can see the video does record in 720p, which is pretty cool. And it's got the same type of options. You can kind of go like that, like it's like a real scroll wheel that you would see on a real camera. And you have the same options as you did with the regular camera, and you can swap between the two. Although the front-facing camera won't record in HD, only the rear camera records in HD. But pretty cool. One thing that was disappointing though was that the 5 megapixel pictures are pretty much on par with what you see with normal. What you see with normal mobile cameras, what you see on a phone camera. It doesn't stand out too much. But what's disappointing is you couldn't take a widescreen shot. You only stuck to pretty much this shot. I couldn't find a way to take a widescreen shot instead. That's a little disappointing. And the video looks good. It's pretty much on par. A little bit better than I would say some mobile phones, but not too much. But it does look a little bit better. And we do have a video uploaded that we uploaded directly from here using the video editor. So be sure to definitely check that out. And that's the video editor, which is right here, which we went into extensive video about, kind of showing you how the video editor works. It's a really nice program. It's a really nice program. It still has some quirks it needs to work out, but you can see the potential. The other thing that's cool is definitely the Android market, which they've now updated, which looks a lot more like the real website actually. And you can scroll through different programs right up there at the top, and they have it sectioned off between regular Android apps and Android apps for tablets, which is cool, but disappointing is this is all that we have to begin with, which is about 16 applications or so that are available on the market. Really, I wish there was a whole lot more, at least like 30 to start off with. I would have expected, so this is a little disappointing that they don't have a lot of applications ready to go. But you can install mobile applications, but they're not optimized for the tablet, so they're going to look a little funny, and some of them aren't going to run just because it's just not made for the particular operating system. Also in the market, they have books available because you can read books on this device too. You can buy books and there's free books available too. And we'll actually check out the book application. Go back to home here, check out the books. I actually like the way it looks, kind of like the way the overlay looks. You'll be able to scroll through your books and stuff. They give you 3 free ones: Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And you want to tap on a particular one, it opens up here, And which is pretty cool is that I like the way the sort of the animation is for changing pages, and I actually have this set to scan. So this is on the actual scan pages, so this looks like how the book would look. You can change that around as you want to. We'll go here to the top. You can go back to text if you want to, and it'll just be in sort of your standard text mode there. You can choose between day and night, and it can auto do that for you. You can change the text size, the typeface, and your line height and such. Pretty cool, pretty useful book application, because you know, tablets you can read books on, not just play games. Let's see here as well. We have obviously different widgets. I know I didn't go over that in sort of talking about the desktop, but you do have little customized widgets such as YouTube here, which follows through all your subscription videos. On this side, you do have a bookmark widget that's pretty much your bookmarks from your browser, which we're going to get to right now. Go inside the browser here. We have a couple pages already loaded up. We have BWOne.com loading up automatically. Just wait a few seconds. And the nice thing is this will sync with your Chrome account. So if you use Google Chrome on the desktop, it will work on the laptop too. I mean, you use Google Chrome on the desktop, it'll work in a tablet. Your information will sync across both of them rather. So there's the website there. It loads up pretty decent. And you can zoom in. You can pretty much do the same gestures that you've been able to do before. Just like that. Pretty cool stuff. And it renders the page really well. Disappointment that there is no Flash yet, so we're gonna have to wait on that. We're gonna have to wait for Flash to come out for the tablets, which they are currently working on, so hopefully that'll come in the near future. Check out border work as well too. See if that's loaded up. That's loaded up too. Pretty cool. The browser is pretty much the same that you normally see. It's normal Chrome browser that's in Android. Hopefully it gets a little bit faster, and hopefully we'll have optimized other browsers such as Opera, you know, Dolphin HD, and they'll be able to put them on here in the tablet too, so you can have your choice of different browsers that you want to use. Let's see here, and head on back home to the home page here. Let's actually do a quick Google search actually, and to show you how the keyboard works. So the keyboard comes up, and this is a pretty nice size keyboard. We'll type in BWOne, and you can see it's searching through all the content here, searching up my contacts, searching up different information on Google as well here, and on your actual page, which on your actual device rather, which that is pretty cool as well too. And just show you the keyboard works well. I wouldn't type an essay on it, but hey, it does work pretty well. So overall, that is Android 3.0 on the device. It does work well, and you can use it in this landscape mode, and you can rotate it into portrait mode like that. And a lot of the applications now are able to do that as well too. We can use the, for an example, we will open up the app tray, which is up here too. You can check out the app, so it has a sort of in a grid format here. You have all the apps, and you have just tap up here for the apps that you've installed. So let's check out the YouTube app here. As you can see, there's a little grid format that they have. You can browse by different tabs there. You can go to your channel, and we'll check out a video I just recently uploaded. And you can actually rotate this in this application too. So if you want to watch it in that format, you can. You can also maximize the video too, which will rotate and maximize this way, obviously. Pretty cool. Battery life, as far as that's concerned, is definitely improved. I would say it's about 6 to 8 hours through the usage that I've gone through, listening to music, web browsing, taking pictures, and kind of playing a few games here and there. It's definitely between 6 to 8 hours. So it's pretty solid battery life. You can probably get more depending on if you do what you don't do on the device, obviously. But I range the battery life between 6 to 8 hours, which I think is pretty good for a tablet that has a lot of features here. I would definitely say one of the disappointments of the software is that there isn't any pre-installed, not a lot of pre-installed native applications, and no Google Docs application, for which they tie a lot of productivity in here. And while you can do productivity in email and a little bit in contact, a little bit in calendar, you don't have a Google Docs application on here, which I would think they would want on such a device. So you can do spreadsheets, you can do Word documents, you can edit and those type of things. I think that would be something really key and a great way to try to introduce more people to the Google Docs. So I think that's pretty disappointing there. As far as gaming, I'll show you gaming here real quick. We already did a separate video on gaming. Just to kind of give you an idea. Games do look good. Playing Angry Birds there. Games do look good. Games do look good on the device here. I definitely had a bit of problem with a couple of games, which was one was Gun Bros, which it loaded for me a couple of times, and then a couple of the times it wouldn't load up. It would just crash automatically. And also, I was disappointed in the fact that you had to once you download for the Android market, you still had to download a bunch of resource files, so you need to go back online. So you really wanted to be on Wi-Fi to download all those files, because if you weren't, that would count against your 3G meter data. I thought that was disappointing too, and they need to figure out a better way of going about that. But overall, other than that, I definitely think Android 3.0 is a solid tablet OS, and that while it still has its bugs and quirks here and there, if you're looking at an Android tablet, it better be running Android 3.0. Anything with 2x just doesn't measure up to what this has. So now we're going to head over to our my final thoughts. Okay, so for my final overall view of the Motorola Xoom, I definitely like the tablet. I think it's really cool. I think Android 3.0 is definitely a great improvement over Android's operating system overall, and it's definitely great on this tablet here. And while there's still some kinks and there's still some needed sort of fixes there, it still is a great first iteration of a tablet OS from Android. Definitely a couple of disappointments in the software is the lack of native software. There's not a lot of native software. There isn't any sort of Google Docs application. I know you can use Google Docs on the web, but there isn't a native application for it, and I kind of find it disappointing where you really, on a tablet, you want to get some type of productivity done. You would think they want to introduce Google Docs to get people to kind of use that more. That was a bit disappointing, and also the lack of tablet-based apps, which there wasn't a whole lot of them at launch, but we know that's going to come in the near future. As far as the hardware, only two big disappointments out of the hardware is, for one, the lack of 4G at launch. This should be definitely a lot cheaper, or some type of discount or some type of deal, because you're buying something with 4G in it at a very premium price and not getting that 4G at initial launch. I think the initial users, the early adopters, should get some type of deal there, some type of free 4G for a year or 6 months or wherever, or maybe it should be just come out just a little bit less for them until the 4G comes out, or something of that nature. There should be some type of deal that I kind of feel. The SD card not working is also lame too. That should be working out of the box. That shouldn't be blocked. That should be working right out of the box. I think that's pretty lame there too. And also, these devices at the price that they're coming at need to come with more accessories. I believe they should include a dock. And if you're going to have HDMI on this, and you want us to use HDMI to plug it into a TV, include the cable. The cable needs to be included with these. It's absolutely ridiculous that they don't come with it, and they're trying to charge you extra on top of that. That to me is nickel and diming. If you want the full experience, you really should include the HDMI cable with the tablet so you can get that full HD experience and be able to share your content and stuff like that on the TV too. But I think that's a pretty cool feature, and to not include the cable is just ridiculous. But overall, it's a great tablet. I can see myself using it if I'm traveling out in a different city or something like that, and I want to see what the city has to offer. I'm traveling around New York. I got my maps. I got my camera. I can take pictures, record, upload. I got the GPS in here so I can get around where I need to get around. I can talk to people. I got Google Talk. I can go through email. All those type of things on there. So this is BWOne here from BWOne.com. Be sure to check out at the end of this video any videos that I've mentioned, referenced in the review, that you can check out that we've done, such as on video gaming on this, on video chat with this, on doing the video editing and things of that nature. Those will be available in clickable linked videos at the end of this video. Also subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching this whole video, and always remember to live your tech world in high definition.